Hello everyone. This morning I'm going to do the first of the few videos that I promised you to show how I prune my plants and how I look after them for the summer. And this is just a daily maintenance really. I'm going to start off with the pansies or violas and whatever they are. People sometimes have a problem really knowing which ones are gone over, which ones are opening. So best way to start is, if we look at the plants, that one there, you see all the little curls inside, that's actually just opening. Then if you look at this one here, they've curled that way, they've gone over, well, they open there, then they curl over like that, and then they're finished. So what you do is, I should just use my fingers to prune them, pinch them out like that. And obviously this is something you have to do because it will keep them flowering. If you want to save seeds, what you do is you allow them to finish, and then you'll get these little seed heads inside. See if I can find a larger one. They're slightly larger there. They begin to sort of get bigger, and as they get bigger they'll go brown, and then you just pick them off, plant them in a tray, sprinkle them in a tray, and keep them in a cool place, and then they will germinate within about 2 weeks, and then you've got more for next year. So you just keep doing that, deadheading, and you see the difference there, they're just going over. But again, that one is just beginning, and that one has just gone over, and then you've got the seed pods around the edges wherever you want to keep them. So you just do that all the way over, and then you will keep them flowering for most of the summer, and then when the plant has finished flowering you can cut it right down, and then it'll send up possibly a new set of leaves and flowers for the rest of the summer. One of the plants that I find is brilliant for bees, it's a bit early, the bees aren't out yet, but it's the hebe. There are different colours, different varieties, different types of different flowers, but as you can see, that lovely purple flower there, but you've also got all the coloured foliage as well. The bees love this. These, again, if you're going to be pruning them, deadheading, that's just opening, and these have just gone over, and you can see these little seed heads really, and all you do with these, you just pinch them off, or you can actually just cut them with secateurs and do that. If you want to actually keep the bush a nice shape, that's the tip for the new growth, and all you do is you just pull it like that, pinch it off, and it then shoots out from the side, and that's how you get a really nice bushy plants. If you want to take cuttings, one of the easiest plants to take cuttings, you take a bush like that, these are finished flowering, take it down to about 2 or 3 inches long, just below a leaf joint there, cut it, and then you pull off the bottom leaves like that. These come off very easily. Just pull them off, take the flower heads off, put that down for a second, take the flower heads off, and again pinch the tip out, because obviously that would encourage it to grow there. And then you just literally put that into a gritty compost, and this time of the year you can put it in a shady spot. You don't even have to put a bag over it, in a shady spot, keep it moist, and that will root within a couple of weeks, and then you've got these lovely big plants then. So we'll go on now to, I think we've all had the same problem. The wind and the rain has damaged the lupins. This is my lupin, which was, until at least 4 or 5 days ago, a lovely plant. It is going over, so these are going to seed now. If you want to save seeds, these are the seed pods. So what you do is you wouldn't want all of these, so I'm going to cut that, because I do want some of the seeds. I'll cut it there and allow those to ripen. They'll get thicker, and then they'll eventually go brown, and then you can sow them either this year or next spring. But then you prune them all down. That one's finished there, so I prune it down to about a leaf joint there, just in there, and hopefully there'll be some new spikes coming through there. And you do this, you can see there's some new growth coming through there, so that may flower, but you do it all the way around, all the new growth you can see in there. And even if they don't flower, the actual foliage is really quite pretty on it. So I take all the dead flowers off, but if you don't take the dead flowers off, it'll just produce lots and lots of seeds, so you'll only have a few flowers this year. So it does seem a shame there's a little bit left, but it really isn't worth not keeping it. So again, do that all over the bush, save what you want and get rid of the rest. I've got a few lilies coming up here. They're Lily longifolium, and they come up through all these plants every year, and they're the big white ones you see in the shops. They do get attacked by the lily beetle, but this year I've been able to keep on top of it, and the only way is to go out every day or a couple of times a day, see if you see them. They're very bright red, but what will happen if you don't put something underneath them to catch them, once you touch the plant they jump off, and then unfortunately the only way of getting rid of them is to squeeze them or to put them into a container and put them somewhere else. But obviously they are a bit of a nuisance. One of the plants, you probably won't see this in many gardens, is actually called a Baptisia, false indigo. It's got this lovely sort of glaucous blue foliage, which is amazing. Pea-like flowers, looks very similar to the lupins. Very hardy. It grows in Australia and places like that. Likes a dry soil, very dry soil, well drained and in full sun. And this is just this season's growth, but the colour is incredible. So, and then at the end of the season, you just cut it down to the ground. They do form seeds just like lupins, but if you want to keep a seed, then you can sow them either straight away and overwinter them, or you can actually then sow them next spring. So we'll go around and do a little bit more on this one. I'll show you one or two plants that are really some of my favourites at the moment. This one is a Senecio, or Senecio, whichever way you like to pronounce it. It's called Angel Wings, and it's got this lovely soft, like velvet feel underneath, but incredible plant. I don't know how hardy it is. It's only the second year I've had it, and I usually keep it in a pot and save it over winter. Again, this one here, Alströmerias, they're amazing. I started off with one little shoot about 5-6 years ago, and I thought it wasn't going to grow, but as you can see it's coming up all the way through all the other plants. But it doesn't do any harm to the other plants, it doesn't overcrowd them, but it does come up through them again, which is lovely. And again, I got some more of the lilies there, which you'll be opening. And these lovely large buds are Hemerocallis or Hemerocallis daylilies, and they will open. These are yellow, but they're quite large, but only one flower opens every day on each one. So that will open first, that will die tomorrow or the day after, that will then open, that will open, and they keep doing that every day until all of them are gone. You do have a lot of foliage unfortunately with them, but there isn't any way of avoiding that. So hopefully that is all I can fit in today's video, otherwise you'll be here forever. I'll do another video as we go around the garden in the next couple of days or next couple of weeks, and gradually post them, which hopefully will help you with all of the, not the problems, but all the things I do on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. So I hope that helps. So speak to you all soon.